Stop. Stop. I have something really important to tell you. What's the best parenting advice you ever got? Because I'm about to tell you the parenting advice that I didn't get, that I wish I would have gotten, and could have changed the entire trajectory of my parenting adventure. I'm raising 4 girls. 3 are now adults, and I would give every piece of advice that I ever got back for the one piece of advice that I wish someone had given me. And now I'm going to give it to you. Go to therapy. If you are a parent, or if you think you might be a parent one day, or maybe you are in the process of becoming a parent, maybe you're pregnant, maybe your spouse is pregnant, maybe your significant other is pregnant, maybe you're about to adopt, maybe you're about to go into foster care system to be a foster parent, whatever the case may be. Please heal any wounds that you might be carrying. And even if you don't feel like you're carrying anything, if you have anything in your past, that was inherently painful at the time, and you think, oh, well, I did really good. Like, I'm past that. I put it behind me. It's not an issue. It will become an issue when you become a parent. Almost every time. And I know there are gray areas. So I'm not, I never deal in absolutes, because there's always exceptions. However, I will say that when you become a parent, every transgression, every wound, every heartache that you had as a child, you can relive with your own kids. If you have a deep wound of abandonment because you were abandoned by a parent, you can react to your own child in such a way that is unhealthy when they start branching out, when they start wanting to do their own thing, when mom or dad isn't the main focus in their life anymore, where they don't any longer have their parents on a pedestal, but start getting their own likes and their own friends and their own personalities, and they start kind of moving away. A parent that has a deep wound of abandonment can be very, very triggered by that and can start panicking and pull the child in closer. And they won't do this in a way that says, hey, I'm just really afraid of being alone, and this is triggering my fear of abandonment. They will not do it in that way. They will do it by making demands on a child, expecting unhealthy loyalties from a child, expecting just way too much from a child that has the birthright to grow up and become their own person and spread their wings and fly and leave the nest. And if a parent that has a deep wound of being unworthy or not being good enough, it can be very disgruntled if a child doesn't side with them in everything, or they may not be able to hear the needs or wants or feelings of a child without getting upset and hurt, thereby putting a wedge between them and their child. There might be a child who wasn't protected, may become over protective of a child. There are many things that can happen, but we have a lot of parents out there that are hurting, that are trying to cripple through parenting, and they themselves might have post-traumatic stress disorder or have some symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder from their own upbringings, and those things can lay dormant for years until you become a parent. You may think that something that happened to you when you were small, that, oh, I just moved past that. Like, I don't think about it anymore. You may not think about it. You actually may not think about it much at all. However, you may be operating from that place and not even realizing it. You may be holding on too tight to your child and create resentment there because you haven't dealt with your own pain. This can the failure, or the I don't want to say failure, that's not a good word. Why did I say that? The just not going to therapy and dealing with these things, not giving yourself the gift of being able to heal from these things, can permanently damage your relationship with your child. And we can move forward, and we can do different, and we can change our parenting, but we can't go back, and we can't undo. We can apologize, we can be accountable, and we can repair. And that is so important, because we've all done things before we knew better. So my advice to you: heal. You deserve it. Your kids deserve it.